Hi, Gemini. Welcome to my channel. And I am back to do some straight signs readings for you, not just cusps. I wanted to give you all a reading this end of year, beginning of year. Whenever you're watching, this is perfect. So this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And it is a relationship reading. So whatever relationship you're thinking about. I'd like to first thank you for being here while I'm shuffling. I really appreciate your support on the channel, hanging in there and helping me, grow it kind of subtly, organically. I don't do a lot of marketing. So if you do like this, I really appreciate you giving me a flare by, thumbs up, comment to let me know what's resonating. And please subscribe if you'd like to see more things coming your way. I really do appreciate it. And, as a reader, it gives me feedback, to the virtual community, which we don't generally get that often. So I do appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much. So Gemini, let's get going with your relationship reading. And we've got a few oracles to pull for you as well. The past energy in this situation is the Magician. And I'll read it when we get it all together to kind of make sure you have the storyline. The present energy is the Five of Cups, which is in this deck, which by the way is Heaven and Earth. It's listed in the description box, but it's my new deck and it's really beautiful and I love it. So the present is the what they call the loss of pleasure, Five of Cups. What's on your person's mind energy is the Ace of Cups, so that's really beautiful. Very, very interesting. And the way they see you is the Knight of Wands right now, Gemini. What they feel in their heart emotionally is what they call in this deck unstable effort. So you might see kind of a inconsistent energy from this person or what they're projecting out toward you, the Seven of Swords. We can talk through that, clarify that if we need to. The way they see the two of you moving together is the Knight of Cups. Whether you're reconciling, whether you're not reconciling, whether you're apart from each other, the kind of moving forward energy with you is the Knight of Cups. And it's sitting right under the Ace of Cups, which is on their mind. Fascinating connection there. And what you don't see, again, is work together card, which is the Three of Pentacles. What the tarot message for you is, or advice, is the King of Swords. The outcome potential is the Queen of Cups, so that's really interesting. Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups are kind of like all lined up here for you. And the undercurrent is the Page of Wands. In this deck, it's the Princess of Wands. So that would be, some communication might be coming, for sure. The Six of Swords and the Seven of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So yeah, we can kind of talk through that, but the undercurrent energy could have to do with some kind of a communication that will lead you to better understanding, I think, kind of moving out of the fantasy or what you can tend to kind of think about when you're not connected or when you're not communicating well, where the mind goes to things that are not necessarily real, or you kind of start to imagine things, something more concrete coming in, and something that might have some passion associated with it. So that is kind of a bit of the undercurrent. So let's read what's here for you, Gemini. Past energy is the Magician. So moving into a current energy, which is the Five of Cups. So it's kind of really an abrupt change for me. So in the past, and this is also kind of a mercurial and air kind of quality, this could be you being in your power in the past, feeling that you had the ability to be strong and, kind of in your own command of what was going on. You both maybe felt more secure in the relationship. Something is very counter here with the Five of Cups being more of a current energy floating about, which is the loss of pleasure. So what went from kind of a in command energy to a bit of a loss energy. So during this time frame, you definitely might be both. This is to me both of your energies experiencing, regret or a little bit of brokenheartedness over what was and is not any longer, or what could be, but doesn't feel like just exactly in your grasp. What's not really being noticed, like we always say with the Five of Cups, is that there's a Two of Cups here. So I always have to really make sure people remember that, because Five of Cups is not just loss and regret. The other really strong element of the Five of Cups is that there's an important Two of Cups still standing. So that bond that may have been very kind of more attractive and passionate in the past energy is actually still here, Gemini, in your current energy of this situation and this relationship, whatever the one is that you're thinking about. And interestingly, this is affirmed for me by what's on the person's mind, which is the Ace of Cups. So what's on this person's mind is, there's a certain level of pretty high emotion, connective love, and consideration for you. I do think this is your reading as it relates to you, as what this person's thinking about, not just what they're thinking about in other areas of their life, what they're thinking about when it comes, to this relationship. And that's sparking something new, or getting back to that innocent, just relating, connective and emotional, positive emotion that they probably thought about in the past when they thought about your situation. They do see you as being in the energy of the Knight of Wands. So they may not see you as a consistent energy. And so there's also an inconsistent feeling in their heart. So they might feel that you have come and gone some in the relationship, that you're not always there, and you kind of just show up on the scene, and maybe you show up with a bit of flirting or a bit of passion, or you're just, they don't always know where they stand with you, is what I'm really feeling. And they also see you as very attractive, but alluring, but they don't know where they stand with you. They definitely have an emotional, maybe passion or physical attraction when it comes to you. And I think they also know that you have it toward them. I think if anything, they might be thinking, I wonder, if my Gemini is really serious about me, or they just kind of come and go. Is it just kind of fun for them and just overly light and flirty? When in their heart, they're kind of like much more analyzing this, much more strategic, maybe even overthinking this at times. They're kind of questioning things, I would say, as though, although we sometimes see the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords as more the overthinking cards, this is already the starting that part for me. This is many times that person's already in their head thinking about, should I stay or go? Should I cut my losses? What do they really think of me? It's so inconsistent. I'm not getting a clear message. I need to be strategic about this, or should I be just myself about this? I mean, obviously this can be that your person has a bit, for a very smaller portion of you, I'm not feeling this as strongly, but for a very small portion of you, it could be that your person has a bit of untrustworthy energy in them about this relationship. Maybe, sometimes we mirror things, and in response to not knowing where they stand, they may not be willing to totally commit. So they come and go themselves, or they, come in and out of the night, literally or figuratively, kind of taking what works, leaving the rest. You're going to know best which that is for you, truthfully. I kind of feel like this could be your person overthinking it, because I can't ignore the fact that you've got all these positive cups and unconditional love kind of flowing from this connection, because the Ace of Cups is on their mind. And the way they see the two of you moving forward is Knight of Cups. I mean, it may not be done yet. This isn't a connection that to me says it's probably not done yet, whatever it is the two of you are doing here. And they see you moving forward with a bit of, I think, more lightness and a bit more of, not flirtiness, but a bit more romance left to go here. I do feel like they see themselves as a emotional partner in some sense. I don't know how deep, but they see you two as being very emotionally connected. Let's just be clear about that. That is clear. That is a clear message. What you're not seeing is this Three of Pentacles, which to me is a really positive message, whether it's, it sounds very platonic or mundane or work related sometimes for people, the Three of Pentacles. But really, to me, it's that somebody wants to build. It's a partnership. It's learning, maybe even going out. Sometimes people view it as their dating card. But I see this as a building card, as a partnership card, as the person that you're thinking about, Gemini, has this emotional connection to you. There's definitely an attraction factor here. And there's a building energy that you probably don't see, is that, they actually want to create and build something with you potentially. And the advice is the King of Swords for you. So, that keeps you in your element as a Gemini air sign, and kind of, sometimes people say, King of Swords is Aquarius. Sometimes they think of a Gemini. But I would say what it's really telling me is, if you're feeling kind of drawn off your mark by all this emotion or wondering or questioning, it's just saying be clear. It's just saying, get the truth, communicate, keep your head, be calm, cool, and collected. The King of Swords is, commanding and in charge, and knows what they want and is clear about their communication. May not always be the most, I like to say, kind of emotionally intelligent in their communication. But what it's urging you to do from an advice standpoint is just not get overly, overwhelmed with your emotions at this time. And also, if you think there's any truth that you need to clarify, because you're feeling like you are missing pieces of the puzzle because they're inconsistent, you may need to have a truthful conversation. It's going to bode well for you, though. The outcome here, at least for this January 2021 period, is the Queen of Cups. So this is an unconditionally loving and supportive energy. So somehow you're going to be able to connect that, to each other, that you feel that way, and that it's a bond, and that you care about each other. Maybe it's the energy that the end of 2020 was bringing, or maybe the new year of 2021 is bringing. But I can't ignore the fact that there's just a lot of love flowing here from what's on their mind, how they see you moving together, and the outcome card. It's a really, again, I don't mean to keep reiterating it, but it's an emotionally connective relationship. I just have a curiosity factor on what the Five of Cups, what really happened, because to me, the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords sitting together here, something really did go down with the two of you. And it changed and shifted things that were otherwise going kind of, with high chemistry and with attraction, but something, in two cards. Let me see, I'm going to take them, and I got two cards. I'm going to take them in the upright, though. Tower and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, something happened where there might have been an abrupt communication. Somebody came in quickly. There was an abrupt breakup, or just a rug pull of some sort that shifted things up. And that created the feeling of loss and regret, and what's even happening here. Maybe it was one of those too fast, too furious, too quick type of connections, where if it happens too fast, it can actually combust. And, if it wasn't kind of stationed on firmer ground, it combusted, or somebody came into the picture or said something. I'm almost getting the sense that one of you, or each of you in your own way, might have purposely mucked this up by breaking it down and separating. Like you didn't believe in it, or didn't trust it, or you wanted to end it before the other person rejected you. But this is almost like, to me, a purposeful, maybe not purposeful. No, it wasn't purposeful. It was an accidental, kind of abrupt. Somebody said something, maybe they didn't mean for it to bust up, but it busted it up. And I think it was the subliminal, not purposeful, but there might have been a subliminal energy in this kind of mercurial connection and it landed with, it was, something was said, or a truth was said, or it wasn't really positioned right. It broke things up. And yet, what you don't know is this person still has a genuine, kind of an innocent love emotion on their mind. And I believe that you do too. There's enough threaded through this. What it's telling me, though, is don't get overly upset by the past. Try to stay in the present. How can we kind of embrace the present and future and not get overly tied up in this past? And how can you keep seeing the Two of Cups that's there? So we're going to take a Wisdom of the Oracle card for you, Gemini. Thinker. Yeah, this is definitely be careful about getting caught to me in the past and overthinking it. It's good to look at. It's good to look at what went wrong or how to improve things. But I believe it's taking the natural energies of love, connection, and emotional tie here that are still here, working with those, getting any clarity where needed, and not. The King of Swords, I don't think overthinks. The King of Swords is really intuitive and really good at taking the pieces of the puzzle and just moving with them and analyzing them and not, laboring over them. So I do feel like it's, yes, you can learn from this, but don't overthink it, is the advice here. And we'll take one more from the Seeking Within. Hope some of this is making sense for you. Please comment and let me know. It may not, it's a general reading, so it is for Sun, Moon, Rising. I mean, it's for all the the Gemini signs, but these are general readings going out to thousands of people. So, see what happens. Teacher, yeah. So thinking enough to learn from this, but also being a teacher to others. What you don't see is you probably have the ability to teach this person something in this relationship, and that's why it may not be over yet. That you have an ability to build together and actually still learn from each other. You've been recruited to be a teacher. The initiation that you underwent as a life student prepared you for service as a parent, mentor, or professional. You know the value of conveying lessons, skills, and knowledge with wisdom and integrity. Be mindful of your words and actions. Be the one that others seek for richness of your experiences. So think before you speak is another message I'm getting. There's thinking and there's teaching, and I think it's a think before you speak. And if the advice is the King of Swords, also a little subtle caution point to not be too impulsive when you speak. Not too emotional, but also not too impulsive, because King of Swords can be kind of to the point of abrupt. So as you resolve this and move forward in this situation and kind of process through this with this person, it's just a few messages for you, Gemini. Let me know how it goes. Wish you a very happy and hopefully healthy New Year. And, stay tuned for more. I appreciate you being here. Thanks.